Canelo Alvarez's refusal to submit to the terms set by Turki Alalshikh, a prominent Saudi Arabian sports promoter, has led to a public fallout that has drawn significant attention in the boxing world. The dispute stems from business disagreements over potential future fights, particularly involving heavyweight boxers. Canelo, known for his independent approach to managing his career, has declined to participate in matchups that Al-Sheikh was promoting. This rejection has sparked a feud between the two, with both parties making their stances clear in the media. Promoter Eddie Hearn, who is closely involved with Canelo's career, highlighted that Canelo is one of the few fighters who can afford to say no to Al-Sheikh. Most fighters would jump at the opportunity because of the financial rewards, Hearn noted, but Canelo has always been clear about maintaining control over his career. This strong-willed approach reflects Canelo's established position in the sport, where he prioritizes his own terms over external pressures. Al-Sheikh, speaking at an event at the Encore Stadium, suggested that Canelo should accept a deal to fight Terence "Bud" Crawford. Al-Sheikh, who is also sponsoring the UFC Nash event on September 14th in Las Vegas, the same night Canelo is set to fight Edgar Berlanga, issued a public challenge. "No more cherry-picking fights," Al-Sheikh said, emphasizing his desire to see Canelo face tougher opponents. In response to Al-Sheikh's comments, Canelo expressed his dissatisfaction, telling reporters in Los Angeles, "I don't like the way he talks about boxing. If he wants to arrange fights for me, it must be done on my terms." This power struggle between one of boxing's top stars and the sport's newest influential figure highlights the tensions that arise when business interests clash with a fighter's personal goals. Promoters like Eddie Hearn and Frank Warren have been more accommodating to Al-Sheikh's influence, but Canelo's resistance underscores his desire to maintain the integrity of his career. Critics, including Al-Sheikh, have accused Canelo of avoiding tough opponents like Crawford and David Benavidez in favor of easier fights. "If you're calling this guy the face of boxing, then what are you projecting to the world?" Al-Sheikh argued. "A sport where a guy can just avoid the better fighters and cherry pick? It makes a mockery of boxing." Al-Sheikh's frustration with Canelo mirrors sentiments expressed by other fighters, such as Gervonta "Tank" Davis, who recently questioned how beneficial Al-Sheikh could be for boxing. Speaking before his June fight with Frank Martin, Davis doubted the feasibility of Al-Sheikh's plan to unify all promoters under one banner. "It's not the way to approach me," Canelo responded to Al-Sheikh's recent texts about a potential February fight with Crawford. "I don't need it, and I'm not looking for that kind of fight. If they want a fight, it's my way, not theirs." The Canelo vs. Berlanga event is set for September 14th at T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas, airing as a Premier Boxing Champions pay-per-view on Prime Video. Despite Al-Sheikh's accusations that Canelo is avoiding challenging fights, Canelo remains in control of his career, securing a hefty $35 million per fight and rejecting Al-Sheikh's approach. In a surprising turn of events, Turki Alalshikh, a significant figure in Saudi Arabian sports, has cut off any future collaboration with Canelo. This decision follows Al-Sheikh's public outburst after Canelo dismissed working together unless it was on his terms. The incident occurred during a press conference in Beverly Hills where Canelo was promoting his upcoming fight against Berlanga. When questioned about a potential offer from Al-Sheikh to fight Crawford, Canelo expressed his dissatisfaction with Al-Sheikh's approach, although he mentioned he would consider the fight for the right price. Al-Sheikh, who has gained prominence in the boxing world with significant backing from the Saudi crown prince, publicly accused Canelo of avoiding challenging fights. "I heard what Canelo said, that he respects me but doesn't like the way we do business," Al-Sheikh stated. "Whether he respects me or not doesn't matter to me. As for the way I do business, I know why he doesn't like it because I only target big fights at fair prices. Of course, anyone who prefers easy fights won't like that." Al-Sheikh continued, "I understand how he feels after losing to Bivol. He's been looking for easier fights ever since. I'm not the one afraid of fighting David Benavidez or Crawford. I knew he was wasting our time with excuses and demands for big money that can't be justified. So I'm continuing on my path to make big fights that serve the boxing world while he's making easy showcase fights. With the potential matchup against Crawford off the table and Benavidez moving up to 175 pounds after frustrations over not securing a bout with Alvarez, Al-Sheikh's options for a high-profile fight with Canelo appear limited. Canelo has been accused of avoiding 50-by-50 fights and is reportedly considering matchups with Chris Eubank Jr., Jermall Charlo, and other opponents where he is expected to be a heavy favorite. Despite the criticism, the Mexican star continues to maintain control over his career with a guaranteed purse of $35 million per fight. Oscar De La Hoya, who has a long history with Canelo, commented that the situation with Turki Alalshikh is simply business. He noted that disagreements over fight negotiations are common in boxing, especially when big personalities and large sums of money are involved. De La Hoya emphasized that Canelo has always been clear about what he wants and how he plans to manage his career, highlighting that this independence is a core part of his identity as a fighter. De La Hoya also criticized the upcoming Canelo versus Berlanga fight, saying, "Canelo is an arrogant piece of work." He added that Al-Sheikh's recent disclosure that Canelo refused to meet him in person further illustrates the tension between them. Canelo is outpricing himself so much that even the Saudis don't want to deal with him, De La Hoya remarked. Meanwhile, Al-Sheikh posted an update on social media saying he is no longer pursuing the Crawford-Alvarez fight. Canelo, for his part, dismissed Al-Sheikh's approach, stating he doesn't appreciate his negotiating style and never sought the fight. He asserted that if the fight happens, it will be on his terms. De La Hoya also questioned the narrative of Mexico versus Puerto Rico, pointing out that Berlanga is actually from New York. "Edgar, bro, you're from Brooklyn. I think I'm more Puerto Rican than you are, and I only lived there for 6 years. Puerto Rico doesn't claim you, bro," De La Hoya quipped. As Alvarez prepares to defend his WBC, WBA, and WBO super middleweight titles against the undefeated contender Berlanga at T-Mobile Arena, the stakes are high. De La Hoya predicted that the fight would not go well for Berlanga, not just because of the matchup, but also because it's going up against the UFC's debut at the Sphere in Las Vegas, a highly anticipated event funded by Al-Sheikh. Al-Sheikh has accused Canelo of avoiding tougher fights and wasting their time after the Mexican demanded $118 million to fight Terence Crawford, with further demands for $150 million for another bout. Speculation of a super fight between Alvarez and Crawford grew after Crawford claimed the WBA and WBO super welterweight titles. Al-Sheikh extended an offer to Alvarez's camp on the same day as Crawford's victory, showcasing his eagerness to stage the fight. However, Al-Sheikh has since decided to disregard the Canelo fight, stating on social media, "I don't want it anymore." Canelo, on the other hand, remains content with his choices, telling Fight Hype, "I'm good with what I'm doing. I don't need that kind of thing. I'm not looking for that kind of fight. If they want to fight, okay, it's my way, not their way." This ongoing feud underscores the tension between a boxer's desire for control over their career